Hello, everyone. It's John here once again, and today we'll be talking about something that has been trending for a couple of weeks now. And if you are very active on Twitter, you're probably following Shuffle. You have seen this over and over again, and that is about X402. Interestingly, two main people are kind of very intrigued by X402. The first are web developers, the second are actual web developers. But like, let's not jump ahead of ourselves in this video. So let me calm down to explain to you what it is. Then I plan to release a couple of videos. This is simply the explainer part. Subsequently, I'll teach you how to build with X402, how to paywall your content, how to interact with the ecosystem, and simply just be a builder using X402 in the web industry. All right, so let's cut to the chase. What is X402? Well, it is simply a new, I assume those of you watching are engineers, so I can talk free. So X402 is a new payment protocol that is native to the web. But that's all jargon. Let me break it down. Just see it as a new natural way to pay for access or for content online. It's that simple. Come to think of it, say you want to access something on the web, say the new A16Z Media Fellowship, for instance, and maybe for you to become a member of the fellowship, you have to make some payments and then get through. I know right now what you're thinking about is okay, John, but why can't they just put the insert your card here modal or maybe pay with PayPal? This is the video for you, really. I'll still calm down to explain everything else and the engineering rationale behind X402. So let's take it one step or the other. So right now, X402 is primarily based on using USDC as a mode of payment. And this is the diagram I drew. So this is you are the user. Now, this is the web you are trying to interact with. Now, they demand that you pay probably 2 USDC to access this content. Come to think of it, that is simply how it is still in the nascent stage anyway. So, but that is quite how it works. Now, let's get into the history of X-Fold. Yes, it started this year. It has not been around for a while. But then if you have been a web engineer for a while, you know that this is not just a story that is starting, but it is simply a continuation of something we have been building before as web engineering developers. Okay, now what is the history of Xcode? So as you are aware, AI took its other ride earlier this year. And then as a result of that, we're like, okay, what if AI can help us build stuff? That is how agents came about. Then we are like, okay, interesting. But how can AI, get to pay for us, do things for us? That is how we came about NCP. And right now, this is where Cloudflare and Coinbase came together to create the X-Fold protocol. Interestingly, so before I get to that, it is simply by design created for agentic payment methods across HTTP and APIs. But then I'm digressing. Let me show you something. First of all, we need to actually talk about, you might want to ask me and be like, John, wait, where did the name X402 came from? Well, if you kind of check, I checked this Mozilla doc and I know that X402 has actually been a code, an error code that is not really functioning, but was created for the future. It is a payment required error code that was created for the future. And many people have kind of implemented it in several ways, but now we are bringing standardization to it through X402. So even though it's reserved for the future, now is the future. Hence the name X402. 402 is already a pre-existing error name that was reserved. And now X402 simply is the realization of it. Follow me closely. All right. Now you might want to ask me and be like, okay, why can't it be the case that, you know, you can just pay with your cards? I mean, I currently pay most of my subscriptions with probably crypto or cards. I rarely use PayPal, really. So, but you can be like, how come PayPal and everything else are not used? How come? Where is XO to? Is it not just another complication? Well, as much as that might want to be an argument, the main thing is imagine an infra provider like Cloudflare supporting something. So it is more or less becoming more native with the web. That's the first thing. Then, in terms of lowest fees, so we have USDC, and it's the fee is generally very, very bigger compared to maybe you're doing it on Ethereum or any other L1 protocol. And this method is kind of getting adoption already. Many companies are already using it. So I left for me, I wouldn't say it's replacing cards or general crypto or PayPal. I think it's just more about convenience and giving people more option. After all, variety is the spice of life. That said, what are the use cases? If you are a web scraping engineer, you will really relate to this. So one of the use cases of X402 is that before you can scrape a website, you have to pay to scrape. Well, there's already some argument among web scrapers whether you have to pay to scrape or something like that. Well, but this is already a thing. If the website owner wants you to pay to scrape, then you have to pay to scrape. It's more like you subscribing to an API. Yeah. And for those who call APIs, this is simply a way to monetize APIs on the go. You don't have to subscribe, you don't have to do anything, just pay on the go. X402. Then getting content online. I think this is one of the things I want to build. More like creators writing alpha articles or alpha books than just getting them. So you have to pay some amount of USDC before you access the content. Then online payments. I think with the whole stuff of USDC and everything, it kind of becoming a thing. Just pay with X402 USDC and have your way. Then IOD and agentic payments. This is quite the reason everything else erupted. And yeah, imagine you probably want to subscribe for your decoder, so then your IoT already gets this and paid with X402. That's if you are living in a smart home. Then agentic payments, you are running agentic workloads and your agents can pay for themselves across the web to scrape to access APIs to do stuff with X402. In the future, I predict or assume that X402 payments will actually probably have its own token. I predict that, or it will move beyond the NCC. But for now, it's a kind of very interesting narrative. Not really a narrative per se, but like it's an interesting development in the engineering world and specifically also in the Web3 engineering world. Well, that's basically it about the explanation, the granular explanation. In subsequent videos, I'll be teaching you how you can build your products with Expo to inculcate it into the workflow. And I'll just show you how to do that. Then how to use Expo to scan everything else in the ecosystem. So I'll be releasing a series of videos specifically on Expo too. So if there's something you love, you want to inculcate in your work in whatever you're doing, then stick around and I'll see you in the next.